Every year I know we gonna go hard. We been that team ever since Bart started. All my cheeseheads go pack go. Ain't showing no mercy, cutting no slack, no. I ain't a bad sport and I'll even wish you good luck. Only thing I will.
What is up? Welcome to Lombardi's Legends podcast. Dane's here. Wags is here. Y'all know us, but y'all definitely know our very, very special guest tonight too. Man, we are absolutely hyped and honored to get Green Bay Packers defensive tackle James Ester in the house. James, how you doing, man? Welcome to Lombardi's Legends.
I'm doing good, man. Can't complain. Appreciate y'all having me.
Oh, man, no, thanks for taking the time. I know it's a busy time here between OTAs, training camp, just around the corner. July is upon us. So, man, without further ado, got to ask you, you're a first-time guest of our podcast. Question we always ask our first-timers. Man, James, how does it feel to be a Green Bay Packer?
It's a blessing. It's really just a dream come true, honestly. It's like a culmination of everything that I've worked for since I was a kid. So, I mean, there's nothing short of what I could have imagined.
Yeah, and James, just we'll look forward here in a moment, but we want to go back to that moment where you decided to sign with the Packers as undrafted free agent. I believe you were the one that broke the news on all the socials announcing that you're coming to Green Bay. Maybe just walk us through what that whole process was and kind of what led to that culminating moment.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the day of, you sit there, you kind of watch with family and stuff, just kind of praying that someone will pick up that phone and draft you. But honestly, it really doesn't matter how you start. It's what you do once you get the opportunity. So draft was coming to an end. I heard from my agent near the end. The Packers staff was in contact with me the entire time. I heard from a few other teams, but the relationship that I already kind of built with my defensive line coach just coming out for the local pro day, that was really what kind of solidified my decision to come out here. So
I love it. So you come to Green Bay. What's your first impressions of the community? Now, you know, you've been able to be here a little bit longer, obviously, with being on the practice squad and making it through camp last year. But what was your first impressions of the community of Green Bay, but also the culture around the organization of the Green Bay Packers?
The support is like I've never seen. It's obviously a very tight-knit community, people that want to come out and see the team succeed and have genuine love for the players, no matter how good or bad the team's going to do. For me, coming from a smaller school, I had never really experienced like this level of support. So, I mean, it's really honestly amazing to see people with like their owners, cheeseheads, stuff like that. Like it's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And James, we've seen guys all the time over the years just start off kind of, you know, whether they're drafted or undrafted free agents, get on the practice squad for a year, and then they're ready to make that leap in year two. So as you look back at year one, what were some of the biggest takeaways that you had, just developmentally, just preparation, whatever, that you think are going to make a big difference as you prepare here in the next couple of weeks to get into training camp and jump full-fledged into year two?
I think a big thing for me was like the intentionality of all the preparation. That was something that Kenny Clark kind of hit me with, like as soon as I got out here, just understanding that every drill, there's a purpose to why you're doing it. Like you're not just going through practice just to get through practice and say you did it. Everything is like being intentional and making sure that with every rep you're getting better, even if it's just a little bit. So I think that's something that I carry with me throughout the entire season, and that's something that had a big deal with me being brought back and giving me the opportunity that I'm going to have coming up this preseason.
That's interesting. Looking at it in that perspective, that everything matters, right? Everything's intentional, what you're doing day in, day out. Because I think it's easy to get, I don't want to say complacent, but I think it's easy to be like, oh man, I got to throw these pads on again and go crack them. Like, oh, I don't want to do that today at the Don Hudson Center, right? So curious then, this off season, right? After a year with the team, around this organization, around this culture, around great veterans like Kenny Clark, what's your off-season programming been like? Because I mean, we don't have to tell you, like, there's no off season, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's a little bit of downtime maybe, but I mean, you're working your backside off 365. So what's that been like so far?
I mean, honestly, I've been working a lot with like Coach Aaron Hill out here. I really got straight to it like after the season ended and just kind of worked with them throughout that entire time. It's kind of been a whirlwind though, because I also got engaged back in February. So it's just kind of we're planning everything now, and then also trying to make sure I'm ready and prepared where I need to be for the season. So, I mean, it's nothing I can complain about. Honestly, everything is just a blessing.
Congratulations on the engagement. That's a big
Thank you.
step, and absolutely. So you planning a wedding on top of everything else,
Yeah.
then. Yeah, very good. You mentioned obviously you got a new defensive line coach. It sounds like you had some connection there, and as part of your decision to come to Green Bay. Have you already seen some adjustment over mini camps, OTAs, etc.? Or do you expect everything to be pretty similar schematically up front, considering this is Jeff Halfley's defense overall?
Yeah, I mean, I think fundamentally everything structurally kind of feels the same, but I think what a lot of we're getting at now is just fine tuning all the details of understanding how to play this defense, because obviously the defense came in last year and made a lot of big splash plays. So now we want to make sure everything's consistent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Curious, James. I mean, we watched as much film as we could from you in college, and then of course tracked you all throughout camp, not only the preseason games but just day to day where we could consume watching you. I really like you're really fast off the snap. There's a lot of good stuff we really like about your game. You're really violent and I mean that in the best possible way at the line of scrimmage. So where does that hunger come from? Because like I'll be honest, like we watch a lot of Packer football, right? And like you can tell, like this is a great group of dudes. We think, especially going in this year. But like once in a while, like I'll watch games and not even Packer players, just somebody or college games. I'm like, that guy might not love the game. That guy like is really talented, doesn't love the game.
Right.
Love the game of football.
Absolutely.
Like there's no doubt about it. So like, where does that fire and that passion come from you, James? Because you just have like an intensity about you every single snap, every rep you get.
I appreciate that. I think for me, it's a lot of just coming up, not really being like the most hyped up guy, being kind of overlooked. Out in high school, if you look me up, I either had no stars or 2 stars. Didn't really come on the recruiting process till like super late. And then in college, when I got to college, I really didn't even expect to make it here. I had a scholarship, so it was kind of like, okay, I'm gonna go and get my education. And then as things went on, things kind of started to get on the up and up for me. But even then, it's still, you really never know coming from a smaller program. So, I mean, for me, it's just kind of playing every snap like it's your last, because honestly, you never know. Let's say not for long, and that you never really know when that last day will be. So I try to get the most out of everything. And that kind of goes back to the intentionality portion that I spoke on earlier. Just understand that whatever you're doing is for a purpose, and you never know when it could be your last.
Yeah, James, speaking of your college days, I think I saw, correct me if I'm wrong, you were a 3-year captain at Northern Illinois. So is leadership something that comes natural to you? Because, I mean, you mentioned Kenny. Obviously, Rashawn's been around for a few years now. Those are the vets, the stars of the defensive front, right? But, the rest of you guys are all, first, second, bunch of second year, maybe a couple of third-year guys. So I'm just kind of curious, where does your natural, I'm guessing, I'm putting words in your mouth, but natural leadership abilities kind of come into play? When you kind of just look around the positional group. I think I saw there's 18 of you on the roster right now. Now, certainly not all of you are playing in the interior, playing some different positions, but the Packers kept 11 guys on the active roster from defensive line last year. So if there's 18 of you competing for 11 spots, I'm just kind of curious, how does your maybe natural leadership skills come to the forefront now coming into your second season?
I think for me, a lot of it is understanding the role of a leader and like the position that Kenny and Rashawn are in, and then kind of being able to follow them from the perspective of someone that I might have led in my past. So, and then also being able to take that back seat while those guys lead, I can also kind of understand and have the confidence to kind of tell them the same type of things that I might see, or tell anybody else something that I might see. So I think that's something that kind of helps me out, just having that leadership background.
So you go up against not only, your college days, but certainly week to week on the squad,
Yeah,
some talented dudes, like
absolutely.
ridiculously talented guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got to ask, is there anybody, and it could be high school, but is there anybody who you're like, I don't need to go against this guy ever again, or I'm good to not have to deal with that again? I'm always curious because it's such a violent part of the game, where you're playing.
Uh, Honestly, if I can really jump back to high school, I played at Cass Tech. We're a pretty big football school, and Mike Oweno starts at, I believe, tackler guard for the Patriots now. But I'll never forget, like in high school, he like slammed me, like, and my dad just recently brought that up to me, like it was crazy. So it was just, yeah. But that's a matchup I'd like to get back now, honestly.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
James, you're making Dane and I feel better. We were not top tier high school football players, but to know a guy in the NFL could have to go through that definitely gives us a little bit of solace. I want to go back to something. You said that preparation was something that you really took out of year one.
Yeah.
Can you expand on that? And I guess I'm just kind of curious, what does that look like for you now? Just preparation mentally, like what's different as you're kind of approaching this upcoming season?
I think coming back for year two, you kind of understand the routine. Everything isn't so fresh and new where you're kind of like, it's a new thing being thrown at me every day. Like, and I don't know what to do with it. And I think for me last year, I was kind of like, it just, the install happened so quickly. Obviously it's brand new, but now it's kind of like coming back into the same system, same scheme, and understanding the way to go through the film, go back and watch through the practice and correct and understand what they want to see, because now we have a full year of tape on what they want to see. So I think that's a major thing for me.
So looking at your body of work and just the type of player you are, I'm super curious. I mean, full disclosure, I love the D line. I mean, it's such a great position. What do you prefer? Run stopping, pass rush? Are you as comfortable on 2nd and 4 as you are on 3rd and 20? Like what do you prefer if you could choose?
I think for me, it's something that I really like hang my hat on, is my ability to play the run and play tough. Obviously, in college, I played a lot of nose tackle because that was what they needed me to play. But I think now, going through a year of being on the practice squad, we throw the ball a decent amount, and taking those type of pass reps against like Big E and like Sean Ryan, like going against guys who are like elite guys in this league. I think that has kind of made me a little bit more comfortable and just more confident in my ability to rush the passer. So I think no matter what situation it is that I'm throwing in, I think I'll be able to excel. So I'm just excited to be able to show that.
At the end of the day, there's just football, making football plays. I think we all get that. But on the other side of things, I guess, could you maybe explain for some of our listeners and Packer fans, the defensive line? I think it's hard for your average football fan to understand what your responsibilities truly are. Is if you could just say one thing that you think maybe just the average football fan may not completely understand about what it is that you have to do sometimes that doesn't necessarily show up as they're watching, your run-of-the-mill play. I think that would be really fascinating to be able to share.
I guess off the top of my head, and something I'm sure a lot of defensive linemen probably get flack for, is like the way that certain people play double teams. Like a lot of the time you'll see somebody and maybe they'll drop their knee, maybe they'll try and split it normally. But I think honestly, you got 600 pounds, 600 plus pounds pushing you. That's not always going to be the prettiest thing. So I think guys have to play it however they're going to play it. And I think some people get flagged for that. But I think that's something maybe everybody doesn't understand all the technicalities of.
That's so good. Yeah. No, thanks. I'll pass on playing the interior defensive line
Yeah.
at this stage of my life. What's your nutrition like right now? And like, like what's that like? Because you come in and you played a lot of nose, but I mean, don't be offended by that. You're not the biggest nose tackle
No, not at
we've
all.
ever seen, right? In this league. So like,
Yeah.
like where are you at right now with all of that? And are you moving around the line and just, because I know the Packers really value guys that can do a little bit of everything or
Yeah.
are flexible to do different things. So A, where are you lining up most right now? And then B, like, what's your nutrition like right now, to kind of keep that build?
Yeah, for me, a big thing in the offseason was I kind of wanted to add weight. So now I'm around 300. That's kind of where I want to stay, especially going into the preseason. But I've been playing a little bit of both nose and three technique. But honestly, I mean, I feel more comfortable in the nose right now. But I would say that I can play both pretty effectively. So I mean, nutrition wise, honestly, my fiance just made us like some chicken salad, and that's kind of where our meals kind of are. Just trying to be lean meats, stuff like that. So putting on weight, but putting it on the right way.
Cool.
All right, James, I'm going to shift gears here. You mentioned you're getting married. You just got engaged recently in the off season. So obviously that's a big part of your life right now. But
Absolutely.
what are some other things that are important to you off the field?
I say just spending time with family. Family's super big to me. I'm the youngest of four. My parents have been married for 37 years now. So I think just being able to spend time with people I love and make sure that everybody back at home is doing all right. That's something that's huge for me.
And is home Detroit then? Is that
Yeah.
is that right? Yeah. What's a hidden gem of Detroit? I think like if somebody hasn't been to Michigan, hasn't been to Detroit much, we're close enough, right? That's a drive from
Yeah.
Wisconsin. So what's something that's kind of cool about your hometown?
I mean, I actually was just at home, and me and my fiance, we were talking about just the food. We got a lot of different food spots, and I think that Detroit is a little bit more of a melting pot than people might see from the outside looking in. But there's different types of foods from all different types of ethnicities, and so I think just coming out and trying different things from different places. A lot of people hear about like coney dogs or maybe like Detroit style deep dish pizza, but there's a lot of different stuff that goes on out there. There's good Mediterranean food, like Southwest. There's good Mexican food out there. So I think just getting there and experiencing a little bit of everything.
That's awesome. James, looking ahead, then going back to football, um, what do you think constitutes success for you in a year or two with the Packers?
I think consistency, coming out and being able to show that I'm able to perform at a high level every single play, and understand and showing that I can be a guy that can be relied on to do my job and do it at a high level.
That's great. What was the initiator for the number change? You were 65, 98 now. What happened there?
Aaron Banks happened. I honestly, I mean, don't get me wrong. It was a blessing to even have a jersey number last year, but I wasn't the biggest fan of it. So, I mean, he came in, he wanted the number, and change happened from there. So, I'm no matter how it goes, though, you make the number more than the number makes you.
All right. Well, we won't ask if he, added a sweetener to that deal, but 98 I think, looks pretty good on any defensive lineman. So
Yeah,
we'll
for sure.
definitely be looking forward to that. All right, James. Just one more thing, then I think from an off-field perspective, Green Bay hosted the draft this
Yeah.
off season. What has that transition been like for you? I mean, I know Northern Illinois is a smaller community, but
Yeah.
just in general, how has that been to kind of settle in? Now you're coming into second season. Do you consider Green Bay a second home at this point? I mean, obviously it's hard in this league, who knows, but
Yeah.
has that been a pretty good fit from you from an off-field perspective as well?
Yeah, for sure. Just coming from DeKalb, it's a smaller town, and it's kind of similar to this. I think Green Bay is probably a little bit bigger, and there's probably a little bit more going on. But I mean, for me, it's been nothing short of amazing. Just to be able to have my fiance out here, have my dog out here, we kind of just got our own little family going. So for me, it's been an easy transition, honestly, and I can't thank them enough for making it that way. So.
Well, listen, man, we're legitimately really grateful that you took the time to join us tonight. Also, man, it's going to be a fun camp. I know a lot of folks that listen to this podcast are the diehard Packer fans, so they're going to be tracking you. We're going to be cheering you on, man. We'll see you at camp for sure. We'll shout at you.
Yes,
But just thanks again, James, for taking the time. We're just super grateful. And I'll tell you what, man, you've got a real shot. We love your talent. We're not just saying that because you're on the podcast right now. We say it when you're not on. We're excited to watch you. You remind me a little bit of Mike Daniels, who is a longtime Packer back in the day. You've got a similar ferociousness when you're playing. So we really appreciate you.
No, I appreciate you guys having me. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Well, James, before you go, why don't you give us a good hearty go Pack go, and then we'll let you get back to your fiance and your dog and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Yes, sir. Go Pack go. Appreciate you.
Go Pack go. Thanks so much, James. Everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. As always, be legendary and go Pack go.
Yes, sir.
Every year I know we gonna go hard. We been that team ever since Bart started. All my cheese heads go Pack go. Ain't showing no mercy, cutting no slack, no. I ain't a bad sport and I'll even wish you good luck. Only thing I will